We're back on the record in cause number 32868. The case is styled the state of Texas versus James Robeson Bourne. Now, Mr. Bourne, the information alleges that on or about February 8 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Robeson, Mr. Bourne, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Bourne, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Bourne, I have before me what is marked as State's Exhibit number 1. There's one box that's checked on page 1 of this document, and it's driving while intoxicated first offense. On page 2 of this document, there's another box that's checked that says no contingent, which means no contest. And there are a set of initials on this document. Mr. Bourne, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this same document, Mr. Bourne, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. And that signature purports to be your signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3, on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature at the bottom of this document that purports to be your signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And there's a one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Bourne, while you were out where you are, did you sign a document that is titled the Discovery Certification? Did you sign a paper out there that had Discovery Certification on it?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to signing and initialing all of these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, offer State's Exhibit number 1.
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit number 2. That's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Adams, you have any objections?
No objections.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibits number 1 and State's Exhibit number 2 are admitted. Mr. Adams, you have advised and counseled Mr. Bourne. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No evidence he's incompetent.
Mr. Bourne, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bourne, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 45 days county jail.
Mr. Bourne, the state is offering that you serve 45 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Mr. Bourne, you will be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. Now, Mr. Bourne, there is court cost in this case of $442. Mr. Bourne, would you be able to pay the $442?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bourne, are you employed?
No, sir.
And Mr. Bourne, are you married, single, divorced, widow?
Single.
Single?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, are you receiving any child support?
No, sir.
Do you receive any SNAP from the government?
No, sir.
Social Security,
No, sir.
any other governmental benefits?
No, sir.
And do you own a home or or a car?
No, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Barnes, do you reside with a family member?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, do you have to pay any rent,
No, sir.
any utilities?
I help on the utilities.
And how much do you
When
know?
when I can,
Okay, and when you can, how much do you normally pay?
I help my mom like $25, $50, something like that.
Okay, and are you ordered to pay any child support?
Yes, sir.
How much are you ordered to pay?
I don't know how much since I'm not working right now.
Okay, what about food expenses? Do you have to pay for food or do your family provide that?
Family provided.
You have to pay for transportation costs?
No, sir.
And what about cell phone or home phone?
Your cell phone.
How much are you paying on that? Are you paying for it or somebody else?
My mom really, we'll take turns.
Okay, how much do you have?
Like if I go out and go work with my godfather or something, and I make the money, I'll pay, but she'll probably pay it for me.
Okay, now how much is that a month?
$50.
Okay, and what about, you're not on probation or anything, are you?
No, sir.
You don't have, do you have to pay any medical expenses?
Sir?
You have any medical expenses?
No, sir. I give him, no, sir.
And you have to pay any credit cards?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Barnes, the court is gonna find that you are indigent. And because you're indigent, the court cost is going to be waived,
Okay.
which means you won't have to pay it. All right. So, Mr. Barnes, the state is offering that you serve 45 days in Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. The court cost is going to be waived by the court because you are indigent. The court is finding that you're indigent. And Mr. Barnes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Barnes, I'll follow your plea bargain agreement that you have made with the state. The court is going to find that you're indigent and therefore the court cost is going to be waived. Mr. Barnes, this will conclude your case. You can follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you. You too, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Langston, let the bailiff know that we finished.
Knock on that door. Knock. Next case.
Ready? Okay. You're done. Okay. You're Mr. Barnes? Okay. You're done? Okay. Who's next? You're Mr. Look, step inside.
Yes, sir.
You signed the title too, didn't you?
Yes.
Lewis.
Okay.
Yes.
We're on the record in cause numbers 324-714 and cause number 327-915. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jamal Clifton Lewis. Mr. Lewis, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Lewis, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, I will tell the truth.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Lewis?
Bittersweet.
Okay. Now, Mr. Lewis, I have before me, hold on a minute. Okay, I have before me, Mr. Lewis, in clause number 327-915. And this is the information that states that on or about July 13th of 2020, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search transportation. Mr. Lewis, do you understand what you've been charged with? Mr. Lewis, do you understand what you've been charged with?
From July?
Okay, let me read this. Hold on a minute.
Resisting arrest is what you charge. Right.
Okay.
And you got a failure to ID, MTRP. That's what we talked about.
Yes.
Okay.
He knows what he's charged with.
Okay, I'll just read it to him again. Okay, Mr. Lewis, the information in this case, in cause number 327-915, alleges that on or about July 13th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Lewis, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Lewis, how do you plead? Guilty? Not
Yes,
guilty?
sir.
No contest.
No contest.
Now you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Lewis, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials on the line where the box is checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. The initials are JL. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. And that signature purports to be your signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Did you place your signature on this line?
Yes, sir.
There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. This box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
When you say no right to, yes, sir.
And Mr. Lewis, did you sign a document out there that is titled the discovery certification?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Lewis, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit Number 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2. That's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
Mr. Adams, you have any objections?
No objections.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibits Number 1 and 2 will be admitted. Mr. Adams, you have advised and counseled Mr. Lewis. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None.
No.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 45 days county jail.
Okay, Mr. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
in this case, the state is offering that you serve 45 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Mr. Lewis, you'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law, in this case. And Mr. Lewis, there's court costs of $292 that have to be paid. Would you be able to pay the court costs?
If I'm given it, not at the moment. I don't have any job, a source of income.
Okay, now, Mr. Lewis, I need to ask you a few questions.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis, are you currently employed?
No, sir.
And do you receive any government benefits like Medicaid, Social Security? Do you receive Medicaid,
No, sir.
Social Security,
No, sir.
SNAP, which is food stamps,
No, sir.
TANF,
Well, no, sir.
and do you live in public housing?
No, sir. I'm actually homeless at the moment.
You're homeless? Okay,
Yes, sir.
that was my next question. Okay, no income. Are you married, single, divorced, separated?
Single.
Single, okay. You don't receive any child support, is that correct?
I have child support taken from me.
Okay, how much are you ordered to pay child support?
175 a month.
Okay,
I mean, excuse me, 175 every 2 weeks, 350 a month.
oh, okay, you say, okay, hold on a minute.
Apologies.
So that's 350?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you receive any other governmental benefits?
No, sir.
Okay, any other income?
No, sir.
Do you have any assets, like do you own a home or do you own a car?
No, sir.
Okay, now, do you have you have rent payments?
I'm homeless.
Okay, and, okay, no utilities. Okay, what about food?
What's that?
What about food? Is somebody else providing food for you?
No, sir.
Are you providing food for yourself?
Yes, when I can.
Okay, how much are you paying a month?
It's just like when I get a hold of a little change, I run the family dollar and get bread and groceries when I can.
Okay, but I'm just saying, on the average on a month, is like $100, $50,
I'm looking
$100?
at zero, if anything. It's just when it comes up, I'm just thankful I get it.
I know, but I'm saying that you're saying you're paying for food, nobody else is providing the food for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what about transportation costs? Do you have to pay for transportation?
Every once in a while when I get on the bus, it'll be 150.
150, okay. You say 150, that's like $1.50?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you have cell phone bills or anything?
No, sir.
Okay, you don't have any probation fees or anything, do you?
Probation?
Yeah, do you have to pay probation fees?
Yes.
How
I
much?
was keeping up with him until about 2 weeks till I lost my job.
Okay, so that was $60 a month?
No, that was going on what, 145 a month, I believe.
145? Okay. And you have any medical expenses?
No, sir.
No credit card expenses, right?
No, sir.
Okay, the court is gonna find that you're indigent. And what that means is that your court cost in this case is gonna be waived.
That's it, that's all they offer.
All right, so Mr. Lewis, do you understand the state's offer?
45 days concurrent in jail,
Yes,
in county jail?
yes, and
Yes, sir.
you're gonna get credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And do you also understand that your court cost is going to be waived because you're indigent?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
I couldn't hear that last part.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you've entered into with the state. Mr. Lewis, you have one more case. This case is a motion to revoke probation.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a minute.
That's the plea offers. Either y'all want them or not.
Okay, Mr. Adams, are you ready?
I'm here, Judge. Yes, I'm gonna see if I can get Peppo.
Okay, we're not finished with Mr. Lewis. We just
I'm
need to,
here. Go ahead.
we need to finish his other plea. Okay, now, Mr. Lewis,
Yes, sir.
in cause number 324714, I have before me a motion to revoke your probation. In this motion, it alleges that on September 16th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, actually, that you were found guilty of the offense of failure to identify. And your punishment
18 months.
was assessed, in this case, Mr. Lewis, at 180 days confinement in the jail, $800 fine, and that was probated for 18 months. Now, on March the 22nd of 2021, the state filed a motion to revoke your probation. In this motion, Mr. Lewis, there are 5 allegations. State, are you proceeding on all of the allegations, or are you abandoning some?
Your Honor, I believe he's pleading true to only count 1, but I wasn't planning on abandoning any.
Okay, so Mr. Lewis, allegation number 1, allege that you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office as ordered by the court for the months of January, February, March of 2021 as directed in violation of condition 4 of your probation office. Is that true or not true? You want me to repeat that?
True.
True.
Okay, let me repeat it. Okay.
No, sir, it's true.
Okay, it's true. Okay. Now, allegation 2, allege that you failed to work faithfully as suitable employment as fair as possible as ordered by the court in violation of condition 6 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
True.
Allegation 3, allege that you failed to pay court-assessed fees as ordered by the court, and as of March 9th of 2021, you were $375 in arrears in violation of condition 8 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
That is also correct. True.
Allegation 4, allege that you failed to immediately report to the probation officer your change of address as ordered by the court in violation of condition 11 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Allegation 5, allege that you failed to perform the community service hours as required as ordered by the court in violation of condition 14. Is that true or not true?
Okay, now I wasn't sure. I didn't understand. I didn't think I had a time frame on that. I thought between the 18 months I can get that done whenever.
Is it true or not true? You can.
Not true. That's
Not
not
true.
true.
Not true.
Not true. Okay. Now, Mr. Lewis, are you pleading true to allegations 1, 2, 3, and 4 freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true to these allegations because they're true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I have before me a document that is titled State Exhibit Number 1. Now, Mr. Adams, do you still have that document?
Yes.
You have your tablet? And the reason why I'm asking, because on State's Exhibit Number 1, he just has true to allegation 1. He just pled that allegations 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'd have to go in there and make that correction.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, Hold on a minute, I'm gonna send this back to you.
Knock on the door. Come over. You.
What?
Well, I think it's next door. Let me get the tablet.
I'll get it.
Hey,
Langston, it should show up for you now when you get the tablet.
Mr. Adams, put your, take your video off.
Oh, okay.
Just take your video off.
This is hold on. Let me turn this off.
Are we ready to proceed?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I think we're ready again on Lewis.
Not yet. Okay, he sent it back.
Okay. Is everyone ready?
Yes, I
Yes, Your
sent it
Honor.
back.
Okay, I have it. Okay, we're back on the record. Clause number 324714. The case of Style, the state of Texas versus Jamal Clifton Lewis. Mr. Lewis has pled true. Well, Mr. Lewis, we have a motion to revoke your probation. And Mr. Lewis pled true to allegations 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this motion freely and voluntarily. Now, Mr. Lewis, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. On the first page, one box is checked saying MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation. On the second page, there's another box that's checked and it's labeled MTRP true to allegations 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there are a set of initials on the line next to that. And the initials are JL. Mr. Lewis, did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on page 3 of the same document, Mr. Lewis, there's a signature above the line that says defendant. Mr. Lewis, is that your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document, Mr. Lewis, which is titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there's a signature at the bottom of this document above the line that says defendant that purports to be your signature. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And at the top of this document, there's another box that's checked. This box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Lewis, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you as well?
Yes.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Right.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Lewis, let's see. Now, Mr. Adams,
I'm here.
you have advised and counseled Mr. Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None that I'm aware of.
Mr. Lewis, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you in this case. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Lewis, I will accept your pleas are true to allegations 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will also find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, and I will also find that your pleas and waivers was freely and voluntarily given, and I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to revoke your probation, and your probation is hereby revoked. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 45 days county jail.
Okay, now, Mr. Lewis, the state is offering that you serve 45 days in the Jefferson County Jail. And Mr. Lewis, you will be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. And Mr. Lewis, in this case, there's court costs of $57 that is to be paid. Are you able to pay the $57?
Sir,
Are you able to pay the $57 court costs?
today,
No, well, are you able to pay it?
whenever?
Yeah, well, I mean, well, the question is, are you able to pay it?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're not able to pay the court costs. The court previously found that you was indigent in your previous case in clause number 324714, and the state will find that you're indigent in this case as well. Therefore, your court costs in this case will also be waived, and that's pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. And Mr. Lewis, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Lewis, this will conclude your cases for the day. Mr. Lewis, follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Knock on the door.
Who's got, your next? So from Langston?
No, I need those ladies.
Last name? Lewis, he's done. And you're Mr. Harmon. If it's,
Hey, what's your name, bro?
have you already signed the electronic tablet and everything?
Yes,
Yeah, he signed up. He signed up.
We on the record in cause number 328984. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Terrence Harmon. Mr. Harmon, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Harmon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing to help you God?
yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Harmon, you may put your hand down. You may put your hand down, Mr. Harmon. How are you doing, Mr. Harmon?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Harmon, the information in this case alleges that on or about December 30th, of 2020, while you were that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Mr. Harmon, do you understand what you've been charged with? Mr. Harmon, let me,
Yeah,
okay, we
Mr.
got,
Harmon, can
Yes,
you hear?
think-
Yes, did you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
You
sir.
said yes.
okay, let me repeat. I think we was getting some background noise from outside. Now, Mr. Harmon, the information alleged that on or about December 30th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of possession of a controlled substance. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir. I understand.
And to this charge, Mr. Harmon, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead no contest, sir.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
I didn't understand, sir.
Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
You don't want to fight the case. You want to plead no contest. That right?
Yes, I want to plead no contest.
Okay. Now, Mr. Harmon.
Sir, I have a question.
Well, hold on, Mr. Harmon. We on YouTube. If you need to ask any questions, you have an attorney. You can talk to your attorney in private. Do you understand?
Hey,
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you need to talk to your attorney?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, just hold on a minute. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to consult with your.
I just wanted to